Bad news in the RV world today. Tiffin Group announced that Vanleigh, which is the towable division of the company, will be ceasing operations. This actually is an opportunity for the RV industry to do something if they've got the guts to do it. Hang tight, I'm going to tell you exactly why right after this. Hey guys, Darren from Done Right RV, and as I said in the opening, bad news for the good folks at Tiffin, Vanleigh specifically. Let me be clear, by the way, Tiffin Group is not going out of business. It's just they made the decision to shut down operations at the Vanleigh portion of their business, and what that is, if you don't know, Tiffin is kind of known for their big motorhomes, for their big coaches. They've been doing this for a very long time. They've been in business for 50 years. Family-owned business, by the way, with the family still involved. And they made the decision that their Vanleigh towable division was going to cease operations. Kudos to Tiffin. They're doing the right thing by their employees, at least as best they can. Everyone there is going to be paid through, I believe, early March. I'll actually leave a link below in the comments if you guys want to take a look at the press release that came from Tiffin itself. And one of the Tiffin family members, I'm sure they did not take this decision lightly. It's a pretty emotional press release. I've never met the folks at Tiffin, but from what other industry insiders have said, everything speaks to the fact that these are good people who care about their employees and they care about what they do. It's unfortunate. But there is a silver lining in this, and that's what I want to spend just a couple of minutes talking about. This is an opportunity for the RV industry right now. We know what the economy's doing. We know what interest rates are doing. There's uncertainty all over the place. This is where companies step up and they actually do something, and that's not stick their head in the ground. It's not putting things on hold. It's not reducing your sales staff and getting rid of some of your products. It is taking the ball, it is going on the offense, and it is doing something. And I can tell you from personal experience, I worked for a big consumer packaged goods company back in the Great Recession. That all happened pretty quickly. Now, our owners, who had incredible vision, saw what was happening, and we were watching our competitors lay off people, stop innovating, get rid of their salespeople, as I mentioned a minute ago, do everything they could to basically shoot their own business in the foot. There's no way they could grow, and all they could do was shrink with some of the strategies and the actual tactics that they used when things got tough. And of course, there was lots of consolidation in the industry. Some pretty big brand names actually got scooped up by other big manufacturers. It was hard. We grew like crazy because our owners said, let's get more salespeople. Let's get more customer service people. Let's hire more design folks and design and innovate and create new product lines. We looked at that bottleneck of the Great Recession, one of the worst things to happen in our economy in years and years and years, practically since the Great Depression. We grew. And we grew because our owners had the good sense to make the really hard decision and have the guts to say, how do we go forward when things got really, really bad? Now, this is not easy. I'm not saying that all of a sudden the RV industry can do 3 different things and all of a sudden every single company is going to grow. It's going to be hard. The market's going to continue to shrink. The unit volume is going to go down. It's not going to be great. But as individual manufacturers, as the suppliers who supply the components that our RVs are actually made up of, they can do things. And I think if I had to pick one thing I would do today is I would go with quality. Because who doesn't know? It's no secret that the RV world's quality stinks. Unless you're getting into $1 million motorhomes, for the most part, the quality is pretty bad. And we've all, especially the last 2 or 3 years, when you could have taken a shoebox and slapped wheels on it and called it an RV and put a trailer hitch on it, you probably could have sold the darn thing because there was such a demand from consumers. There was very little innovation, trade shows. There was no new floor plans to speak of. Now, there's some manufacturers, I'm not saying no one did anything. There were a handful of innovations, but there weren't many. And there certainly weren't anything that I would consider true game changers out there. And that's one of the things the industry is going to have to do. Now, here's the cool thing. You don't have to sit here and reinvent every floor plan you have. You don't need to come up with the accessory that no RV has had until now. That's not what you need to do. The simplest thing I think any RV manufacturer can do, and I'm going to tell you why this will affect the salespeople who sell your product in a second, improve the quality. And there's a couple easy ways to do it. Number one, slow down. It's not like you're in any rush to put out as many units per day as you were before, because the demand is in the toilet. We all know that. The unit volume is way down across just about every category in the RV industry. So guess what? Here's an opportunity to take a step backward, look at your manufacturing process, and understand how can you improve the quality while you're doing that. And part of it is going to be you're going to have to slow down. It is unbelievable when you watch factory tours of RV manufacturers and how fast they bang these things out. And it's all manual labor. It's not like Ford Motor Company where there's all these big computerized welding machines. These are people with staple guns and knives cutting insulation, squirting down tubes of glue and laying down tile one piece at a time. It's an incredibly labor-intensive business. I get it. That's expensive. However, let's go why this is going to help you guys. If you are a salesperson on a retail floor, and I don't care if you're at an RV1 where there's many, many dealerships across the country, or Lazy Days or one of those, or if you are at a mom and pop owned RV dealership in Eastern Tennessee, if you have 4 products that a customer is interested in, do you know which one the salesperson is going to be told to sell by the management of the dealership? They're going to sell the one. Of course, they want to make money on it from the upfront sale, so where their margin is. More importantly, they are going to sell the one that they can tell that consumer, this is the best made RV in this category that you can buy. Because almost every consumer has heard, not the rumors, the realities of some of the horror shows that happen when you buy a new unit. These COVID campers and whatever they're going to be called. Basically, I think anything made in late 2020, 2001, and a good chunk of 2022. I don't know if I'd be buying one of those used. If you know, mine's a 2019. I feel like I bought mine pre-owned just before things got crazy. But just imagine being a salesperson who will have the satisfaction of being able to sell a unit to a customer who won't have to come back and get service because all the things that break on these things when they're new won't go wrong. That person will then tell the whole world what a great camping experience it's been and how fun it's been. And the 6 of their friends who were thinking about buying RVs, well, I'm not going to get into it because Fred's was nothing but a disaster. Well, now 2 of those 6 actually go out and buy something. And guess what? That person who bought your unit 4 years from now, they love camping. They want to get another one. Where are they going to start? They're going to start with your brand because they had a great experience with it. This is not that hard. We had incredibly high quality control at what we did. And one of the things our owners said, make it even better. It was probably the lowest thing on the totem pole that we had to worry about because we were so conscious about safety and quality for what we did. They said, make it better. Why not? And we did. And it was very hard to make it better because there was very little to fix. But we did. And the RV industry can do this. And this goes suppliers, component suppliers. If you make water heaters, guess what? If you make water heaters that last a little longer and break a little less and are more reliable, I realize nothing is 100%, and I realize there are supply chain constraints still that affect your ability to do these things as well as maybe as you possibly can. But you've got to do what you can. Up your game, guys. I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be really hard. Now is the time that if the RV industry wants to reinvent itself, and frankly, most of the manufacturers are not going to change their mind. I'm actually going to be in Elkhart in Indiana, which is the hub of the RV industry in America, starting in mid-January. I'm going to be out there for a couple months, and I will probably have the ears of a few folks in the industry that will be interested in hearing this. So I will ask you guys, please leave comments below if you've got some thoughts on some things that you think the RV industry could change that would put yourself, do what you're doing. You're a consumer. Say to yourself, what are the 3 things that would make me go out and buy an RV right now if they were changed? Put them in the comments below because I will give these people. It'd be nice to have some really good comments to pour into the ears of, you know, at the heart of the industry in Indiana. And I will do that, by the way. That's where I'd start. Guys, go through a quality control process. It's part of what I did before was I did the punch list, which is kind of like the last walkthrough in really high-end homes in New England. And the builder would say, okay, we're ready to give delivery to the homeowner. Then they would call me, and I would do my walk through the house, and I had little blue painter's tape, and everywhere I saw a problem, I would put blue painter's tape. I would have builders tell me, Darren, it's ready to go. 2 hours later, there'd be 74 pieces of blue tape on things that didn't work. There were a lot of things that they were like, thank goodness you caught that, because this person just spent $1.6 million on this home, and we were going to give them where the furnace on-off switch was turned upside down. I can go down all these different things that I saw that the RV industry can do and avoid the big problems, right? We've all got our horror stories and everybody can empathize with this because we've all lived it. I hope you made it all the way through this. One of the things I always ask everybody to do, like every YouTuber does, is if this video you thought was important, please like it. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of ideas of things I can do. Of course, if you want to see more things that are important that no other channel is doing, leave that note in the comments as well. The more ideas you can give me, the more creative things I can make for you. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm loves it when people like videos, comment on videos, and subscribe to channels. I guess that makes them think that the people creating it are not crazy. That's a compliment, so thank you for that. Thanks for hanging out here today, guys. I know this was a bit ranty. There's value in this, and like I said, any of your comments, they are going to the people in Elkhart, so please comment below. Thanks for watching.